So we're here today with fantastic member of the Flint Township family, and that is Mr. Jerry Preston. And how are you doing today, Jerry?
I'm alive and well, although I'm wondering where summer's coming.
I'm telling you, it doesn't seem to want to break through, does it?
No, it doesn't. But anyway, we're here, and we're going to talk about good things.
Yeah, exactly. Wonderful things are going on in the township, and one of those things has been a long time coming. And so I want you to describe what's going on. We started many years ago, I think 5 years ago, looking at whether or not to change the name of the township. Why don't you give us a brief history on that?
Yeah, I think what happened is many of the township trustees, when they were campaigning, heard from the residents that maybe it's time for us to change the township name. And this isn't the first time this has happened.
Right.
This is now the fourth time that there's been some discussion about changing the township name. The most successful one was in the 50s when they decided they wanted to change the name to West Haven and become a city. And they had a charter put together, and the charter was on the ballot, and Ted Mansour, the then township supervisor, ran for mayor, and he won the election for mayor, but the charter failed.
Right, yeah, yeah. But that's where West Haven came from. That's where that name came from. And I think at the time they were also going to be a city.
Yes,
right?
that's right. Well, they were changing to become a city, and in fact, all the changes that have happened that we know about, Auburn Hills, East Point, all of those are all communities that have become a city from what their former governance was.
Right.
And as you know, we spent about 9 different meetings 5 years ago trying to determine whether we should become a city or not.
Right.
And that was a discussion, and everybody said, no, we like the kind of governance. We just think we'd like to have a different name. And it's not only the confusion with the city of Flint and the water crisis, which kind of started the things, but there's also confusion that people don't know, because when they were running for, when Karen Weaver was being recalled, there was an election, and the township clerk received over 100 calls saying, where is it on the ballot for me to vote for the mayor? Because,
we've even had complaints that we were disenfranchising voters because our polls weren't open.
Exactly.
When the city of Flint was having a measure and we weren't. So, it does cause some confusion.
So there's some reason to change. So anyway, what's happened is it took special legislation because, unfortunately, cities, counties, villages could change their name, but townships had no provision to do that. So we had to get some legislation, and there was an old D versus R thing. We failed twice because there was issues there, but finally it came through, and it came out of the committee along party lines. It was voted by the House 96-14, and it was unanimous out of the Senate. So it was actually veto-proof, our new legislation, which says that if a township wants to change its name, here's how you do it. And that's what's so unusual about this piece of legislation. It didn't require anybody to do anything, but if you wanted to do it, here's how it was. And so now that that's happened, we've been back before the trustees, and the trustees have said, well, we've got the suggestions from the suggestion committee, but businesses are interested in this, and residents are interested. We'd really like to hear from them. Mm-hmm. And so that's where we are. We're creating a survey that's going to be available on the township website that will allow residents and businesses to tell us about their preferences. And we have 6 names that are going to be there, and we're going to ask about the 6 names and how they feel about those names as the new township. And the 6 names are in alphabetical order.
Yeah. No preference here. We're just giving you the list.
Yeah, just in alphabetical order. The names are Bishop, Garland, Oak Hills, Rolling Hills, West Haven, and Westwood Valley. Right. And it's kind of interesting that West Haven, as we said before, was the one that was chosen when they wanted to become a city. But believe it or not, townships have changed their name clear back in 1835. Believe it or not, Flint Township was known as Garland Township. Right. When it was first split off from Grand Blanc Township, there was this little settlement down along the river that was calling itself Flint, but they first named themselves Garland Township after the founder of Flint, Jacob Smith's son-in-law, who was a Civil War general.
Right.
And That's why Garland came first.
Yeah. So, and we just want to let people know, we want you to get out, make your voices heard. You can go to flinttownship.org and it will be on our website. You can also go to our Facebook page, which is at Flint Township Events. We will have a posting on there with an invitation for you to vote. And we'd love to hear from you. Even if you're saying, no, you don't want the name, you can do that too, or you can look at these names and give us your feelings on those. So thanks for coming in today, Jerry.
Well, I think that's
really
a critical thing
it.
too, that even if you don't want to see the name change, there's a provision for that in the survey.
Right. Well, thanks for coming in today. We appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for being here. I really enjoy this.
All right. Awesome. Thank you. Bye. I would like to remind our listeners that you can email any questions that you have to discoverflinttownship@gmail.com or visit us on Facebook at Flint Township Events. You can fill out the survey there, don't forget. And also our YouTube channel and Anchor channels are Discover Flint Township. You can visit our web pages, discoverflinttownship.com or flinttownship.org. The survey for the name suggestions or whatever you want to call it. I guess they call it the name suggestion committee, but it's actually about whether or not you want a name change. And if you do, what you would like that name to be. So go to flinttownship.org or at Flint Township Events to make your vote known on that.